I'm Frann Addison, and I'm in my studio, and I want to share with you some of the pieces that I've created. I make Jewish ritual objects, mostly in pewter, copper, and brass, and I like to incorporate antique elements and found objects, making my pieces unique. So I'm going to start by showing you some of my Hanukkah pieces. The Hanukkah menorah, the Hanukkah lamp, of course, is the primary Judaica piece for the holiday. And before there were candles, there was oil. So the oil lamp that I have made is a one-of-a-kind piece, and these are individual brass oil cups. And what I've done is I have made each cup, I have sawn out a little tubing that I have soldered to the inside of the cup, and that holds the wick. And then beneath is a copper peg that I have cut and soldered to the base that fits into the piece of antique carved walnut. I drill a hole in the walnut and the piece fits right in. The wicks are cut just from a ball of cotton twine. So if you buy a ball of twine, you have wicks to last basically forever, I think. The shamus is hand-carved buffalo bone, and this is removable for lighting each of the wicks. And the feet on this Hanukkah lamp are from an antique lamp. They're two antique lamp parts that I've used for the feet of this oil menorah. So oil, of course, was used before there were candles, and it's what the holiday is based on, is the miracle of the lasting of the little bit of pure oil for 8 days. This is a one-of-a-kind piece, and care is very easy. At the end of the holiday, you just take these cups out, throw them in warm soapy water like you're washing the dishes, no messy wax to clean up, and it's really easy. But speaking of wax, once candles came into existence, Hanukkah lamps made with candles became popular. And this is one of my Hanukkah menorahs where I have incorporated candles. It's a one-of-a-kind piece. It's brass, and I have embossed pewter on the base. And the back piece is a repurposed engraved silver trivet, half of a trivet. And I've actually kept the feet on the back so you can see that it was what it was in its past life. The shamash is the handle of a letter opener. It's enamel cloisonné. So it's an elegant, unique piece for the Hanukkah celebration. And then to have fun, I created this piece most recently, and I call it the 8 Nights of Hanukkah. And when I say nights, that's K-N-I-G-H-T-S, because each of these little horses is a chess piece called a knight. So it's kind of a play on words, the 8 Nights of Hanukkah. And at the end here, this shiny brass piece is meant to sort of resemble a mirror. It looks like the horses are admiring themselves. The base here is a repurposed vintage inlaid wood cribbage board. And then at the very end here is a repurposed hand-carved architectural element. So the 8 Nights of Hanukkah is truly unique. Then to have some fun on Hanukkah, of course, we've got dreidels. And I have quite a collection of dreidels here. They're each one of a kind. This one I just finished yesterday, my little Matrushka little Russian nesting doll dreidel. And this one is a perfect gift for a mother or a mother-to-be because I have inside the little baby. So there's the little baby Matryoshka doll, and I have sawn out each of the Hebrew letters with my jeweler's saw, and it spins beautifully. And some of my other dreidels, I have my opalescent quartet, I call it. There are 4 pieces of abalone shell here, which when you spin the dreidel, you get a kaleidoscope of colors with the iridescent abalone. My time to spin is an antique clock gear that I have sawn out the Hebrew letters from high polished pewter and riveted it to the clock gear. Let's see, I have my games people play. These are vintage wooden game pieces that I have attached to the brass. And again, the letters I hand saw from the metal. And here is my the hand you are dealt. They're miniature replica of playing cards, and a carved piece of, it's meant to look like ivory. It's actually plastic. I call it faux ivory, flower in the middle. And this is my Mahjong tile dreidel. I have many people I know who play Mahjong. I don't play the game, but I love the tiles. And in the middle is a green aventurine stone, little donut shape. And they say that this stone, according to folklore, brings you luck. So hopefully when you spin the dreidel with this, that stone will bring you some luck. And just to get back to my oil-burning Hanukkah menorah, I didn't mention before that I wanted to show you what it looks like when it's illuminated, just to give you an idea of how the flames stand straight up in the front. They don't, form a bonfire. It creates a very elegant look. So I wanted to mention as well that I am part of Center Makor's 23rd annual artistic Hanukkah celebration, Hanukkah festival. And I'm offering 20% of any of my sales from my pieces from now to the end of December. Will support Jewish educational programs at Center Makor. In addition to the Hanukkah pieces, I also create other items of Judaica used in the home. I have several tzedakah boxes. This one I call Repair the World tzedakah box. So there's a globe here, it's the world. It says Tikkun Olam, which is Repair the World, and tzedakah. And you put your monies in behind the globe, symbolizing that your monies are going directly into helping the earth and all who live on it. And to empty it, this lifts off, and I have done some embossing around the edge. So this is my Tikkun Olam Repair the World tzedakah box. This tzedakah box is diamond-shaped alabaster. And I have done the Hebrew word tzedakah and made the lid, which lifts off for emptying. And this tzedakah box is my time to give. And I call it time to give because I've incorporated a vintage pocket watch case. I've sawn out a slot. Your money goes right in through the pocket watch case. And to empty it, I have an antique clock gear at the top. And your monies are emptied, your donations are emptied through here. This piece, again, I have done some embossing around the border. So this is my time to give tzedakah box. I also have my Sabbath Queen, my Welcome the Sabbath Queen candlesticks. So this, I have incorporated 2 chess pieces, the queens, and I say that the black queen symbolizes the week that has just ended, and the white queen symbolizes the week that is to beginning, that will be beginning, and hope for a good week to come. And the middle piece is alabaster that's been inlaid with green malachite, some other semi-precious stones, some lapis, some jasper, mother of pearl, and it's actually the same on both sides. So this is a one-of-a-kind piece, my Welcome the Sabbath Queen. And of course, the first things that become part of a Jewish home are the mezuzahs. And this one is my curved corners mezuzah. So the curve is to represent the curve or the curl of the parchment that's encased within in the back. And it says Shaddai, which is one of the words for the Almighty. And this is my leaf mezuzah. Now this is meant to be indoors. It has a little opening cut, and you can see the little word Shaddai, which is on the back of the parchment, is visible through the opening there. So I also have a series of what I call my dining room kitchen mezuzahs, and they are my own creation. I incorporate antique spoons and forks, and I say that you place them on the room where you share God's bounty. And either I have sawn out the Hebrew letter Shin, very small on this piece, or I use a three-pronged fork to symbolize the Hebrew letter Shin. And sometimes I just use the handle of a piece of silverware, as on this one, and this has a teardrop of turquoise at the bottom. And over here I have my Havdalah set. It's a complete set of the Kiddush cup, the braided candle holder, and the spice box. And these are one of a kind as well. Now the stem on the Kiddush cup and on the candle holder, they had been miniature salt and pepper shakers of abalone. So you get that beautiful iridescence, which I have carried through on the cup part itself. You get the blues, the greens, the purples, and on the tray, I have sawn out the Hebrew Hamavdil ben Kodesh L'chol to separate between the holy and the ordinary. And this is my Miriam's cup, which is the newest ceremonial object. I don't know how many people are familiar with it, but a group of women in Boston in the 1980s decided women should have a greater role. So they instituted the Miriam's cup. Miriam was the sister of Moses, and she summoned wells of water as the Israelites were wandering. So to honor Miriam and all of our women ancestors, I've created the Miriam's cup. Blue glass, bubbles to symbolize the water. She plays her timbrels, which she did as she summoned wells of water. And lastly, I just want to show my Seder plate, which is one of a kind. This is a large piece of jade, and I made each individual little flower petal here to hold each of the symbolic foods. And this symbolizes that flowers, that spring coincides with the beginning of Passover. Each of the symbolic foods is permanently attached to the jade. So just as a reminder, any sales of my pieces from Hanukkah through the end of December, I'll give 20% to Center Makor to help them continue their wonderful programs of Jewish education and cultural activities. Thank you.